Right, mate, I was hoping today a wee intro to that, but it didn't work because I've not got a clue what we're doing. So that was a good start. Uh, Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pod. I'm glad to say that Scotty's dug me out a hole again and decided to come on to talk about Rangers on yet another Rangers pod. Thanks very much, mate. I'm glad to see you here. How's your day been and how was your weekend?
Aye, not bad at all, mate. Not bad at all. Weekend was absolutely brilliant. I preferred Sunday to Saturday, believe it or not.
I wonder why. Well,
Aye.
here to talk about Rangers, of course, and hopefully we'll get things discussed and hopefully we can get a couple of viewers in. I just noticed that Prime Time's popped in. Thanks very much for popping in, mate. It's appreciated. Want to go through a couple of things before we go into the game in that. I've got a few things to say. I want to thank everybody that has watched my last couple of videos, the last pod as well. It's actually, it, the last one got 124 views, which was brilliant for me, and I get 58 subscriptions. That is just absolutely tremendous. I want to thank everybody for the support they've shown me. I'm just this exact same as you, just some wee guy talking about the team that they love. Special thanks to two people in particular, or two pods in particular, the Gallant Few, which have been shouting at my channel. Thank you very much for that. And also a big shout out to Martin as well for the Rangers Rabble, who also in their chat and on their pods have been giving me shout outs. So thank you so much for that. Now, the people I want to thank most of all are the people that have been coming in and watching. Just thanks. I don't know how to repay you just by coming in here and listen to all my garbage and hopefully enjoy it. Right, Scotty,
Mm-hmm.
we've not really got much to talk about for the weekend, really. It's going to be quite hard tonight. Pick up a subject. Where would you like to start? I'll let you decide the direction that we go in. Will
Kelly
we
V
start
Celtic.
off with Saturday or will we start off with
Start off
Sunday?
with Sunday.
I think it's because no, wait a minute. It's a Ranger pod. Let's start
I
with
know.
Saturday. I think
I
that's
know. I
probably
know.
the better idea.
Saturday. How'd you sum it up? Job done. 3 points along the road, innit? It was another good performance. It's just what I said this in the Gallant Few last night, Curry. What impressed me most is when we go 1-0 down, how quickly we turned it round. We didn't seem to let that anxiety set in that we've seen set in under previous managers. It was as if Dundee scoring it like annoyed us ever so slightly. We get forward, we were 2-1 up after 26 minutes. Can't really complain with that. Seema sealed it with a fantastic header for a corner. So it's all good. That was probably the biggest thing for me for Saturday, Curry, was you can start to see a mentality switch now. Things are starting to turn a wee bit in terms of how this team reacts when something goes against them. They're not mumping and moping anymore. They seem to just roll their sleeves up and get dug right in, which is something we've not seen in previous seasons, if we're honest. Especially if we go down at home to Ibrox, it seems to be that we would go into our shell and stuff a wee bit, whereas we seem to puff our shoulders up this time and go out and go on with it. So really good performance. First half, there's a lot to break down in terms of how we played. I thought in movement, I Seema yet again down the left. The guy's an absolute workhorse. We could maybe touch upon getting him a shot through the middle. Don't know how you would maybe feel about that, but to me, I think we need to keep him on the wing. He's producing good numbers for left midfield. He's got a balance there with Borna. Whenever Borna's fit enough to play, and everything seems rosy just now, apart from the injuries and suspensions.
I practically agree with everything you say, mate. I hate this because I've had to disagree with you things, but under Beale, this would never happen. If we'd went 1-0 down, the heads would have went down. The mentality's definitely improved. I'm glad of that. When we got off, my thoughts was when we started off, I thought we got off to a really good start. I thought it was really, really positive. Seafo had a good shot, blocked, and then it just Rangers did Rangers things, and
Right.
they come up. I don't know what Suter was doing. I don't know what Balogun was doing, but they let the boy straight through. Had a shot, tremendous save for your man Butland. Pulled off probably one of his best saves of the season, I would say.
Definitely.
And then the corner, and he comes in. Tavernier goes for a jump. he's about 5 minutes too late to get anywhere near the boy. Comes to God, I'm trying to remember his name now. That's shocking. That's how bad it is. Anyway, heads it back. It goes in. There's nobody there. I don't know where Bonner Barisic is because that's where he's supposed to be. The boy's free and he just puts in the back of the net. We're 1-0 down, and I'm thinking, oh well, right. Let's see how we go on. But I thought even then they would maybe be able to do something. But I thought they played really calm, really professional.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't rushing, and they just get, as you say, they roll up the sleeves and they get stuck right in there, which I was really, really chuffed about. Standouts as always, Seema. Seema is really, really impressed me now, and the numbers it's going to take us to get him in. We're probably talking 5 million plus, probably near the 7 million mark for that guy. Now we spent 7.5 in total, I think, on Kent. Now, is that something we can do now? Obviously, 7 million right off the bat, but that's just not going to happen. Obviously, it'd be in parts they would pay for him. Whether Brighton and Hove Albion would accept, that's another thing. What do we need to do to secure him? Do we need to this January? I think we've got up to obviously the end of the summer, but is that something we should be looking to secure in January, or should we be securing other positions first before we even look at that?
It's difficult to say, to be honest with you, Corey. I don't know how we're going to get money for it, to be quite frank. That's my main concern. I think we spent quite a bit in the summer. I know the outlay and what came in and stuff, there wasn't that much of a difference, but I've seen it on the Rangers review already. Stevie Clifford's come out and says the club need to sell before they buy, so that's pretty much a boat we're in, unfortunately. So whether Seema can be afforded or not, it's very doubtful for me. Not to piss in anybody's parade, but I just when you try and look at it realistically and how he's playing, he's fit. But are Brighton going to part with him for an easy fee? Are they going to do what Bayern done with Malik Tillman and keep him and sell him for a higher fee to another club? Because he'll be attracting attention. That's just that's just where we're at. Unfortunately, that we're best signing of the summer's outfield signing of the summer is a loan player. It's pretty pish, to be honest.
Aye,
it's just unlucky, isn't it?
What's your thoughts on Desser's game? Was this for me? I think it was his best game so far. Would you agree or would you disagree, mate?
I'd agree with you. I've gave, as I said last night in the Gallant Review, I've gave that guy absolute pelters for months now. Didn't think he had it. I mean, your two main ingredients are for being a Rangers striker are effort, commitment, and having an eye for goal. Well, three main ingredients then. Effort, commitment, and eye for goal. And he didn't have any of that. I mean, most of these goals for his signs were just bouncing off him and getting in. Do you know what I mean? He didn't really. I struggled to see what he was offering, but he was running about yesterday. He was running the channels. He was black heeling it, bringing other players into play. He was rummaging moving defenders about. He was doing everything that a number 9 needs to be doing. And see if he does that, I'm as happy as a pig in shite.
Aye, well, I think he showed a lot of effort yesterday, and it was good to see. I always hoped that Desser would come good. I really did, because I know it was hard, and I was, but I think I said on Twitter, and I think we said last week that because Danilo was out, I think this is basically his time to shine and show what he can do. Now, that's him scored the same amount of goals as Danilo. So it's another case. Are we just being too critical of the team just now? Because I think we're all desperate. I think the same as every fan. We're all desperate for Rangers to get some silverware this year. And the way things were going under Beale, it was just I think a lot of you said turned around and said that the league was over. A week before Beale left, we were all saying, that's it, it's over and done with. So,
Yeah.
are we being overcritical with the team? We spoke about the defence. We've got the best defence in the SPFL now.
Mhm.
Obviously, a big contribution to that is Butland, who's been absolutely outstanding.
Aye.
But I think yesterday, and I hate saying this because I'm not a big lover of the guy, is Goldson. I think there's more organisation when Goldson there. He shouts a lot and he dictates a lot. I didn't think Suter had a very good game at all. I think he eventually came into the game, especially in the second half, but he had a lot of cover there for the other players. I just felt that because of the result on Sunday, it's gave us all a wee bit more hope than there was when Bill was there. And I've seen a lot of changes in mentality. I don't know if everybody agrees in the chat that they think there's been a change in mentality. But am I clutching at straws looking for stuff they praise Rangers for, or is it thoroughly deserved?
No, it's thoroughly deserved, 100%. Just to finish off on Dessers, like, in terms of being overcritical of the team, now, Curry, they all warranted that criticism, especially after me and you on the gallant few at the beginning of the summer, at the beginning of the season. We were absolutely roasting them, right? Any opportunity we got, because that's what they deserved at the time. They weren't playing well. This team has seen failure after failure after failure, and especially having James Tavernier as captain, which is still one that's up for debate for me. I don't think he's a good captain. I think he's a good football player, but he's not a good captain. Connor Goldson does bring a lot of organisation at the back, but at the same time, as influential as he is, Connor Goldson's just a good defender. He's not an outstanding defender. He's my best defender, but he's not an outstanding defender.
Aye,
So,
don't agree with you, mate. Don't agree with you.
The two centre halves going forward need to be Balogun and Goldson, because that's our best partnership that we've got. It's got us the most clean sheets. We look as stable. You've got the old head kind of there for Ridvan when he's playing, to rein him in, tell him when to go, when to stay, all that type of stuff. John Suter to me is he's struggling. He's struggling this season. Suter's a good player, but he needs a run of games. See if he never had them injuries, he'd be probably playing down south with his brother, because his brother's a good centre back too.
Aye, that's right. But RFC 72 there said he was shocked that we've only conceded 8 goals this season. And I'm not going to disagree, so was I, because I thought we shipped a lot more than that. But I think what we did do is we shipped a few.
Aberdeen.
Sorry. Aye.
4 of them are off Aberdeen.
Aye, I know. That's crazy. But quite a few of the goals as well was for Aris Lummersong as well. But that was under Beale. And we all know that basically the shit show that we had under Beale. There was a combination of players getting played out of position. There was players just didn't feel as if they were playing for him. I think they gave up. I think RFC's right. The other one there for prime time, he thinks that this is something I do agree with, because although he did have a good first half, in the first 10 minutes he was no bad in the second half. You could tell he was blown out his arse. After about 60 minutes, he had two chances near the end. Well, nearing the end of the game, and he was that knackered that I just thought he struggled. So it is pretty bad at this stage of the season that he is unfit.
Especially when he's just had 2 weeks in an international break. Come on, he's just had 2 weeks off. How's he not? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and criticise what Clement's doing in the training ground, because I don't know what he's doing in the training ground, but he should be fitter than that. He should be fitter. He hasn't had a lot of game time recently. So, in terms of match sharpness, yesterday was the most, I think, the guy's ever ran in his life. The Saturday, sorry, was the most that the guy's ever ran in his life. I don't think he's put a shift in like that before. But that's the Cyril Dessers I need to see going forward. That's the Cyril Dessers that's got a door's left ajar open for a Rangers career. Because if he doesn't, then he's just going to get shipped out. He's going to get shipped out. Because, unfortunately for me, this is a topic I would like to discuss with you. I think there's a better striker up the M8 at Hearts. He's a Rangers supporter. He's Scottish. He'd love to come to a club. He's got an eye for goal. He's a Scottish international. It helps with the squad coefficient thing that we need to get more players into the team. It's a mad rule, but I just think he's a better striker than Cyril Dessers. So Dessers is, and Clement knows about Shankland as well. He's already says it in pressers that he's seen him at Beershot. He's an interesting player. The thing that Clement says about him. So, I mean, what would you do, Curry? Would you keep Dessers and try and get a player out of him, or would you cut your losses and bring Shankland in?
Honestly, I would have to say I'd cut the losses, mate. Even though I want him to do well, I don't think we need better than him. Unfortunately, somebody that's going to be a bit more consistent and score goals. I don't care how they score them after arse, bouncing off 20 players and getting in the back of the net. As long as he scores, he's been doing that. But he's got a few weeks to go ahead and prove us all wrong. And I hope that he does prove us all wrong,
So they are,
and he makes us all look like idiots. It's when you said that about Shankland, we spoke about that the other week there, and I was 50-50. But I popped onto a Hearts fan pod the other night there.
Right.
And I asked him, I said to them, I goes, "Use as Heart fans, if Rangers had to come in for Shankland, how much do you think your club would be looking for? And would they be looking for a deal?" Remember, you said yourself with Lowry. And eventually they answered, and I was actually quite shocked and actually nearly wet myself laughing when they told me what they told me. They told me that the minimum that they would be looking for is between 5 and 8 million. And I was like, what? Are you fucking nuts? I was, you honestly think that you're going to get between 5 and 8 million? See, obviously that's because it's Rangers. It's that price, because there's no a team in the whole of this universe that's going to buy Shankland for 5 to 8 million. He's got last year his contract, I believe. Is that right?
He's 18 months.
Well, 18 months. When he comes in, it'll be his last year. So, nah, I just think I think you need to get back to your thought process, guys, because that's absolutely shocking. But I don't know. It just I've always said that I wanted Shankland here. As I said, when he was at Ayr, when he ended up at Aberdeen, I don't know. I don't think he fit into Aberdeen's way of playing. When he's been brilliant for Hearts, so is he worth buying compared to what we've got to do? Aye. If Hearts are looking for 5 million,
that's not going to
happen. I think that I'm just saying if they are, I think it's a no go, and we'll go elsewhere, because I think we get somebody as good as Shankland for less than that.
I would agree.
So that's why. Cammy saying they're winding me up. They were being absolutely serious, Cammy. That was the thing. They were being absolutely serious. There was 2 of them. It was on the pod, and they were both saying the same thing. And the thing is, so was their chat. They was a bit smaller chat, but the same as myself. So I give them a wee bit of support. I don't care if they're a different team and that. I like talking about football, and because it involved somebody who we could potentially be going for, I said, I'll pop in and I'll ask the question. And when they said that, I just went, nah, there's something wrong with you guys. Sorry, but you are know that. But Bluebells is saying as well, he doesn't fit the model. Remember, that's what I said last week. He doesn't fit the model. But the thing is, we need somebody in the know. That's the thing.
Aye. The thing is, for me, let's see if you bring, say in an ideal world, right, you bring Shankland in. He doesn't fit a trading model, but you sign Seamer, McCausland keeps playing, and you've got Cantwell there, right? Say that's your 3, just in talking sake, going forward next season. Then you need somebody to finish off these chances, to sell these other players who are being looked to be sold on for profit. You need somebody to finish the chances to make them look good. There's no point in playing brilliant between the 3 of them, or whoever's playing behind Shankland. There's no point in playing 3 players and playing all this brilliant football, and then you've got Dessers skying the ball over the bar. It's not going to work. Whereas if you've got a guy there that's going to bang the goals in, then that's going to kickstart your trading model, a proven finisher. That's where I look at it anyway. But it needs to be the right price, the right conditions. Because if it's not, we can't overpay for this boy. Because like we're saying, there's other players out there that we could go out and get. I just think for profile and in terms of impact, he's perfect. But it's, as you say, it's got to be at the right price. $5 million's a ludicrous price. I
What's
even
Sharpie
think.
Staunch? Sorry, mate. Sorry for interrupting you. Sorry, bud.
No, I think. What are you saying?
Sharpie Staunch there. He thinks that this is better off the bench and probably better sit behind two strikers or even as part of a two strike force. Would you agree with that?
He could play as part of a two-strike force, aye, but he can't play behind the striker. He's not got the build-up or the
I thought
physique.
he was quite good with the build up on Saturday, mate.
Aye, true, but I've only seen it one match, Curry. I've not seen it.
Aye, that's the thing.
Games.
It's only been the one match that we've seen them actually do something. I'd rather be thinking Bluebells or Blue. You'd like to see more of Lovelace. This is what I'm thinking as well. Now, I watched Lovelace a lot when we were in the Lowland League, and I thought he did really well. But I still didn't think he was quite ready for that ship up. But the couple of games that he played, or the minutes that he got, I thought he actually did really, really well. And it could be an option that we've got, or maybe is that something Clement you think would do once Lovelace is fit? But we don't. I don't think we've heard anything. His injury when he's going to be back and anything. I don't think any of the Rangers fan media have actually asked him about Lovelace, as far as I'm aware.
Aye. I don't think Lovelace is. He's not an out-and-out striker anyway. I think since he's been signed and playing for the B team, he's been mostly put on the wings. So who are you going to move on the wings just now and bring him in? Do you know what I mean? Who's going to drop out of that starting lineup for Lovelace? Because Seema's not going to drop out because Matondo is right behind him. And then you've got McCausland on the right, so potentially that's his slot to fight for a position. Scott Wright's due back for injury, whenever that's going to be. Matondo started on the right the other day. I mean, we've been on that we never signed a winger since the last transfer window shut, but now I'm looking at it, and since the emergence of Ross McCausland, I'm going, do we need a winger? Seema's getting numbers. McCausland's playing out his skin. He's playing absolutely amazing. At 10, well, we've got more number 10s and what's on the injury table at Murray Park just now. So I don't know. I don't know enough about Zach Lovelace to put him up front, if you know what I mean. But for what I do know, he's mostly been played on the flanks since Rangers took him.
Aye, that's. But RFC 72, they're saying he thinks he'll be like a Boyd type of player.
Aye, except he's got a wee bit more about him in terms of build-up play and stuff like that.
Aye,
he's got a better work rate.
Aye,
he's got a better work rate and stuff. He's not just a poacher. He's not just a poacher. He's an area kind of advanced forward. That's what attracts me about a guy. He's got everything. He's ready made to come in, and he knows the demands of the club as well. He's ready made to come in and just make an impact. But it is all speculation just now, isn't it?
Aye. The other thing that I thought Lonnie had quite a good game again, except for that one header that I couldn't think his name. It was him. Headed it back, it caused the goal. But other than that, I thought he had a quite good game. It seemed that he's been playing himself into a first pick for the team lately. So it's good to see that. We scored with an outswinger for a corner, mate. What's that all about? What is that all about?
It was all Seema, mate. It was all Seema.
Aye.
Seema's,
the guy is.
He's got a higher jump than Cristiano Ronaldo, man. He's class.
Aye.
Outstanding. But aye, fair play. An outswinging corner and a goal. It's not something you hear often.
So I'll ask you this, and I'll ask the chat and all, if a couple of people in watching. Performance-wise, what would you give the team, the squad, out of 10?
For where, just Saturday or just in general?
Just Saturday.
Just Saturday. I'd have gave that a 7 or an 8. Because if we keep the 10 men on the park, then we win it 5 or 6-1. Easily. You've seen Big Sterling getting forward and rattling one off the post. Seema should have buried the rebound. But I thought on Saturday it was just a comfortable home performance. I thought it was good. Also, fair play to Dundee for coming and not camping up in the rain half. There's been... They went up with two strikers up top, and the wee boy Cameron for Dundee, he looks a decent wee player. I don't know what age he is or anything like that, but he looks a decent wee player. Fair play to them for coming and getting it a bash. Do you know what I mean?
I think it might have been different if we hadn't get that quick equaliser, mate, and then going ahead again with the penalty. I don't think they would have come out as much. I think they would have hung back a little bit more. Sharpie said he's not a fan of outswinger corners. I don't think any is are, mate.
No.
We've seen the same pish week after week with them, and I think it's the actual first goal we've scored like that. No, I think it's the second the whole season, as far as I can remember. Some folk are bringing this up, the old chestnut, mate. They're trying Scotsman even. He's saying, if signed Morelos tomorrow in short term, he still score more than Dessers. Mate, if they signed me tomorrow, I would score more than fucking Dessers.
You know what? He would. We all know what we would get off Alfie, but the fact is, him and Kent down tools last season, right? They weren't interested in signing a new contract. Kent didn't even have the respect to turn up with a suit on or anything when he was waving Churiotes off. He turned up in his hoodie and his hat and all this, right? But Morelos and Kent are absolute no's for me. It's just a no. Morelos is done. Morelos has had his season. He's reminding me of, you know, when I said I'm probably going to get pelters for this in the comments, right? But I'm going to let me say it anyway. Mind when Raul first burst onto the scene and he was scoring goals for fun at Real Madrid as a youth player, and eventually his career kind of curtailed off. Same as Wayne Rooney as well. When Wayne Rooney hit a certain age, his career kind of curtailed. The same thing's happened to Morelos. Morelos has hit his peak when he's a lot younger than what he is, and now I don't know where he's even going to get a move. I mean, a free agent there in the summer, he ends up at Santos.
I need to agree with you, and I know a lot of people love Alfie and Kent, and I was an Alfie fanboy when he was here. I just love the shithousery that he gave the full of Scotland, the SFA, the lot of them. They all hated him, and we loved him for it. But the last season that he had, and the same with Kent as well, you said they down tools, and they were pretty horrendous. I thought they hung up their boots and they were looking for pastors new. And look at the pair of them now. I just found out Kent's getting released as well. So that's him getting released as well. Aye. And Alfie's just he's a team that just get relegated. So it just shows you that how much they could have done at Rangers, but decided that they wanted to do something better, and they couldn't because they weren't as good as they thought they were. I was going to say something to somebody said something there, mate, and I can't find it. There it's there. It's the Bluebells are blue. The boy's head's gone. He's more interested in fish suppers. That's nearly as interested in fish suppers as myself. So
see why I wouldn't want the likes of Kent coming back, for example. Say we're going to pluck Kent's name out of here. If Kent comes in, then there's less of a chance of McCausland getting the game. No, because he's not going to move Seema off the left wing. So if I don't want one of these guys coming back when they've already down tools, for example.
There's no chance I would have Kent back in place of McCausland. McCausland's a better player right now.
Exactly. 100%.
So I've went all posh, mate. Look, I've got my ginger in my cup. Maybe a sponsors break and ripping CJ Novo off.
and Buff's just nah. What's the point in getting back? We need to move forward now.
There's your perfect reason, mate.
Yep.
Hoffpunk. I hope I've probably butchered that. Kent's numbers were shocking, and he's right. They were absolutely pants. They were in the toilet. Before, and that was even when he was at his best. I think was it 4 goals he got? Was that his max? 4 goals for that position is just absolutely shocking. But hey ho.
See, a funny thing is about it, Curry. See, before that performance after Dessers on Saturday, I would have took Alfie back on the basis of knowing that he would have still provided more. The fact he's going to run his channels, he's going to move defenders, he's going to link up with play. Because I wasn't seeing that for Dessers, but I seen it for Dessers now at the weekend, and I'm like, no, I don't need Alfie back. As long as somebody's doing that, that's all you need for your striker. Is to move their arse about the park a wee bit, make some space for midfield runners and inverted wingers and all this. You need to have a bit of effort and application. And if Dessers keeps doing that, then he's probably going to shut a lot of people up.
Well, I hope you're right, mate. Right, get off the game on Saturday. Well, off the actual football, right? I'm going to start on all we can describe as Kevin, the cheat, Clancy circus. Right. I'm going to take my tinfoil hat off here, and I'm going to take my blue specs off, right? And I'm going to look at Kevin Clancy's performance. Now, we all know that referees now are no good in Scotland. In fact, the refereeing across the whole of the world now, every league's scored it. It seems to be there a lot of refereeing decisions and inconsistencies. Now, I've seen Clancy before with Rangers, and I've seen him with other teams, and you seem to get treated different. Now, as I said, I've took my tinfoil hat off, took my blue tinted specs off. I still say the guy is an absolute disgrace, and he should be put him. I wouldn't even put him in the bottom dregs of football for the way that he done that game. They will start off with the first one that I thought was bad, was the goal that he chopped off or he pulled back. Now, if there's a foul or he thinks there's a foul, but he's not sure, the game's supposed to go on, then VAR decide. But Clancy decided, no, that's not good enough because Cantwell got the ball, put the ball in the back of the net, and he's standing there like that. I don't know what that's about. I think that was a really bad decision. Now, we got a red card. Now, in today's football, people have told me that that is a red card. Even with my specs off on that, I still find that hard because he's on the ground. He steps on him, but he doesn't stamp on him. I don't think it's reckless. I don't think it's high. I think a yellow. In fact, he does get that correct. He gave him a yellow card, but he's called to VAR and he shits his pants and he's a coward and he changes it to a red because VAR said it was a red, right? So that was two of the bad decisions. Now, I think Dundee might have had a penalty. I've tried to see this a few times and I can't tell whether it's on the line or just outside the penalty box, but I think there's quite a good possibility that should have been a penalty to Dundee. I also think there should have been a penalty to Rangers for the way that Dessers was getting hold. The biggest contention for me is that Seema was getting his shirt ripped off him before he jumped, after he jumped, and he's way down. And Clancy never seen that as a penalty. It was VAR had to pull that back. Now, is the guy just a blatant cheat, or is he just absolutely fucking useless?
Well, I was saying this on the pod last night that, like, so Cifuentes is foul to me as a red card, right? They've got dead on for me, right? You probably would disagree with me on it. If that happens to one of your players, we're shouting for the guy to be sent off, right? So let's be a wee bit realistic about it. In terms of the referee's performance yesterday, it wasn't up to much at all. There's a lot about the refereeing in this country that's really, really wanted, right? First thing is they're part-time, right? That's what's wrong. They're part-time. There are guys that have got full-time jobs and they're doing this as a wee extra number on a Saturday, right? Now, see for a professional football organisation like SPFL to let that happen in the first place, that shows you how unprofessional it is, right? So that's the first thing that's wrong. The second thing that's wrong is we're all society's into this mould where he's a Rangers fan, he's a Celtic fan, and it causes this, that, and the next thing for supporters in general to think, well, we're not getting that out of the way, and that's because he's a Celtic supporter, right? And you know what? Could be viable. It could be. There could be something to it, but at the same time, that's why you've got VAR there now, so that doesn't happen. See, the only way for this to stop this whole thing is to bin them all and bring in foreign referees. It's the only way this stops. Bin them all. They're not allowed to manage see Clancy's performance on Saturday. He shouldn't be refereeing at that level, right? He shouldn't be refereeing at that level at all. Shouldn't even be in the Championship, League One or League Two, right? I don't know. I don't even know how he got his badges to be a ref.
But remember, mate, the SFA, they're all Masons. You can't forget that.
I know. I know.
Just, what?
I know.
Right, so we'll go after that more on, and we'll talk about the Sunday game. We'll just not exactly the game, but the result. Is that the race back on, mate? Is there a ray of sunshine there?
See, to be honest, he races well and truly on. He races well and truly on. But I'm more angry at watching Celtic yesterday than what I was at Kelly winning, because that just shows you what we should have done. See what Kelly done yesterday? They played a high line, they forced them out the park, they pressed them.
I was actually going to mention that to you, mate. Now, I listened to you on the Gallant Few, and you said the exact same thing. And when I was sitting watching it, I was like, he's right. Because I think that was my very last rant on the Gallant Few pod. The last time I was on there, is I went off my head at the way that Rangers approached that game and how they lay off McGregor and they weren't in their faces. Because I can't remember what other team had just done it before. Was it Motherwell that did it before them?
Aye.
Or I can't remember why the teams had done it before them. And we're like that, right? That's what we need to do. We need to get out of their faces, and we never done it. And so I was sitting, as I said, watching last night, back at 12, and I'm like, that's exactly how I felt. And it was the very last time that was on the pod and gone mental.
Aye, definitely. So if Kilmarnock can do it, how can we not do it? What's stopping us going to Parkhead, pressing them high up the park? Our press is very disjointed just now when I watch it. You've got one striker chasing the ball down, the wingers don't go with them. The wingers seem to hold off. For what reason, I don't know. So, if in terms of getting results against Celtic, we've now got a blueprint, right? Kilmarnock are showing that they're not this big force that they all think they are. Sharpie's right, the league is wide open. But Celtic win their gate, they play in the league again at the weekend. If they win that, they're 8 points clear again. So the points are kind of already in the bag for them. It's not saying that, not everybody can be in a cup final on Sunday, right enough. So, so it's just, we need to win our games in hand. It's so important that we win our games in hand. See, Thursday, can't be bothered with Thursday. I wish we could just scrap it. Take a defeat, get into Conference League, right? I'm honestly not caring what happens on Thursday. The League Cup's so much more important to me, and this league this season's far important. And we've got them on the back foot. Trust me, we win our games in hand, we cut a gap down to 2 points going into the next Hull Firm game. It's like they're ready to blow a gasket over there.
Right, well, it's funny you should say that, mate, because after the day, I never very much on, so I checked out a couple of their pods and that. I was wanting to hear what they were saying about their team and all that. And to say that they're having a major meltdown is probably an understatement. They're worried. They're really worried about the way their team's playing. They're worried about their manager. They quite a lot to say about the board, the money that they've spent, and players not getting played. The injuries that they've got as well. So they know, I think it's something I've always noticed with fans for the other side of the city, that they get complacent and they're spoiled because they've had it so well for the last few years. As we started to build ourselves up, and we did build ourselves up, we get 55, and then we just seem to regress after that. We brought in Beale, who I don't think we're any better off than we were last season, on squad wise. And they're saying the exact same about their team, is they don't think that their squad is as good. I actually think that their squad is a lot worse. And we spoke about this when we were in the Gallant Few a few times, that they're not as good as they were in previous seasons. Therefore, they're getting it. Now, Clement's brought in a big change in our mentality. Have we got enough right now in our mentality to take them on?
Aye, 100%. But in terms of maintaining a league challenge, I don't know. Says this last night, it all depends on who has a better January. It's important that we get our signings better than them in January. And that is going out and signing players like Shanklin that we know can come in and do a job, do a turn.
Aye. Well, as Sharpie Stones was saying, 2 games in hand, but it's 1-0, but we'll have 2 because obviously when we're playing in the cup final, they'll have another game, and I think it's against Hearts. I think Hearts lost 1-0 to, was it Aberdeen? I seen the highlights of that game. I didn't think Hearts or Aberdeen were that great in the game, especially for the highlights. I don't think it was a good game at all. So, but as per, you know that Aberdeen will turn up because it's against us. Now, I don't care what anybody says. They do. The proof that do we not play as well? Aye, I think that's got a lot to do with it as well. But they're always up for it. They're always up for it 100%, no matter what. So the Thursday game against Betis, what we want as fans and what the board want and what Clement wants is probably all different. Clement keeps on saying all he wants to do is win, win, win. So I can't see him resting players for the cup final. The board obviously want Europa football for the money, because there is a big difference between Europa money and the Conference League money. So the only way that we're going to progress as a football club is if we bring in money. And that money, if we get through, will maybe give us the money to improve in January, mate. That's what I'm thinking. Obviously, I'm a bit thinking like you, because I don't mind if we go to the Conference League, we go to the Conference League. But I'd much prefer is being in Europa, because no matter what side we put on Sunday, we should be absolutely scudding Aberdeen, because they're not a good side. They've got one good player.
Okay.
But they've got they've got players that come out and play against us, and that's it. And if we come out and we play at 90%, we should still be scudding them. If our players come out and we're getting 100%, we'll blow them at the water, or we should be. But it's all about silverware for me. So I want to win the cup, but I can understand where the board and where Clement's coming from. So I know we don't need to, I think, but Sharpie said we don't need to qualify in first. Oh, sorry, you said we do need to qualify first.
We've already qualified anyway. I mean,
aye, we've qualified for at least
European football after Christmas.
Aye, so, we've got European football, but it's the difference in money, mate. This is what I'm
thinking.
I know,
I get it. I get
because
it.
I don't want to see them, if we can keep a chase on for the league. It might be.
Curry, put it this way. See if you asked me about mentality, right? And do we have it? Do we have it to chase them or go above them, whatever, to challenge them? Basically, winning Sunday is probably going to answer that question for you. We win on Sunday. Think of the push that's going to give these players, the mentality it's going to instill. If we get beat, could we recover for it? Aye, whatever. Winning on Sunday is far much more crucial to Rangers financially, and because we win the league, we get straight into the Champions League. It's automatic money.
I mean,
It's
well, the Bluebells are blue. It's saying the exact same. It's an important match, the final.
could
It
make a
could
break. Yep.
make or break the season, and I think that's totally. I think he's totally right, because if we lose the final, I don't. I don't know if maybe I've changed mentality, but it would all come down to everybody would be saying the usual. You all right, mate?
I am fine. I am
Aye,
stretching, pal. Aye,
aye.
fine, good.
I thought you'd be doing some exercises with the missus. Sorry, buddy. I should, that's shocking. That is not right. Moving quickly on. Is the Trying Scotsman says winning makes winners. Aye, you're right, mate.
Exactly.
If we lose it, I'm worried about the mentality of the players, and I think that the fans will really go radio rental. I don't think that'll be acceptable to fans if we lose this final. I think fans will really, really go into players, and I think it'll be down to the usual ones like Goldson, Borna Barisic, Tav. I think they'll be getting it more in the neck than anybody, because they're the ones that have been here for years, so
Yep.
they need this cup final, and I certainly hope they do. Right, bud. I'd like the usual. That's 46 minutes. I want to thank everybody for coming along. It really is brilliant. A lot of the names I've seen are the ones that go into the other pods. Thank you so much for coming and watching. It's 46 minutes of your life you'll never get back again. Now, the reason I'm glad away is because poor Scotty here has been stuck doing pods since Sunday.
I'm all right. Okay.
Right, and his poor wife is really, really no happy. Well, maybe she is. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe she's actually telling you to come on these pods so she can get peace and quiet.
Probably, aye.
Aye. But I'll do all the usual stuff that all the rest of them do. I don't know if it helps or no, but if you could maybe consider giving me a like, give me a wee subscription. I think all the guys already do, but anybody watching after the fact, please consider subscribing. The support I got since I started has been brilliant. My goal for the pod is to obviously get it to that magic mark where I can start monetizing it. Now, but I'm not never going to do. I've discussed this with Scott as well, because Scott will probably be quite a big contributor to this. Because it was supposed to be the 2 years, but because he's got other commitments, obviously I'm taking it, and hopefully things work out. But my goal is to just come in here, talk about Rangers, have a laugh. Any money that will be made at all will be getting split between the pod getting improved, getting extra things. As you'll probably notice, I'm on StreamYards now. I don't do the paid thing. I've just not got the money to do that, so that will need to wait. Once I start getting to a position where I can do that, that's the first thing I'll do. I'm going to be helping now the moderators that come in and help. Obviously, I think that I don't think that's right that they do it and they don't get any reward for it. It's the same way any pod, anybody that contributes, I'm going to try and help. Also, any money that is made, I'm going to take 10% off, and it'll be going straight to a charity, either a children's charity or Help for Heroes or a Rangers charity. But any money that is involved, it'll be the people in the chat and who subscribe that are going to decide where it goes. It won't be me that'll pick it. I'll be give everybody an option, and hopefully keep the money local, and hopefully help people that are a bit less off than we are. I know everybody's got their problems. I think there's nobody in the Timmy that's probably watching the now that's no some kind of problems, especially with everything that's happened over the last couple of years. Obviously, Christmas coming up, people won't have families that they have to support them, and it can be a really, really difficult time. Now, Scotty has mentioned that he is doing something on mental health. If anybody feels like they need to chat to anybody, please consider giving him a little shout. Please tell him about your situation. He is doing a piece on his own website. But I think that's about it for the night, mate. Is there anything else you would like to contribute, or is there anything you'd like to slag me off on?
I don't need to slag you off then. You just
listen, with a face like this, mate, there's no very much you can say that's going to hurt me. I know what it's like.
Nah, just thanks to everybody for tuning in. See if you're on Facebook and you're in one of these annoying Rangers groups, take this link and fire it in there. It gets the awareness up. If you're on Twitter, fire a link on your start on Twitter, retweet it, tell other people to retweet it. Tell your pals, Moz, tell your pals, Moz, Doug. I want everybody watching it to help this guy out. So get on board and be ready for the ride, as I would say.
Oh, really? Oh, hope she's good looking, mate. I think he's went a wee bit far there, but I'll leave it with one last thing, and it's a promise. I always said I would do this. Now, obviously, I mentioned I was going to be doing it for charity. Now, one things I will do is once we do get to that magic mark, enough subscriptions and enough hours that people have watched of the tube, I will live on air shave my hair for the charity of the choice of the viewers as well. It's something I'll be said. And yes, I do have hair. I'm not completely bald yet. I've not went full Scotty yet. But I'm a dead man. But I will be doing that once I get the magic mark at the end of the season. Any money, no price. Oh, hey, too far, too far. Wait a minute. The thing is, what I need to do is I'll probably need to do a Club at 22 thing. I'll need to get their sponsor to help with that one.
Manscaped, innit?
Get the old Manscaped out. I'm certainly not doing it live. I don't think I've got a Zoom camera anyway. You need to get that magnified umpteen times. So there's no point doing that. Right, guys, thank you so much for coming. You have a wonderful night, and hopefully I'll see you before or after the Aberdeen game. I'll see what's happening. Right. Good night, guys. Thanks, Scotty.
No bother, mate. Cheers.